One of the things that really stood out to me about this trailer was the weapon shot. Like this one right here, this is Donatello's bow staff. And as you can see, it's just like pure awesomeness. He got like stickers all over it, carved out of the wood, handhold on it, which I think is super cool. Moving on to Leo, his blades look pretty sick. Especially that shot right there. They go in the back, that reminds you of like Deadpool. And you can see there's like some writing on here and on here, which I think is kind of cool. One character that I loved in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that they kind of brought back in Rise, but he was like a future version. I would love to see like the original like OG Casey Jones with like the hockey mask and stuff. He was just a super cool character, especially in the live action ones. I think it's a cool change that they've done for April, very similar to Rise. Here's Mikey with his nunchucks and you got that spark. That's something about this new animation style with like Into the Spider-Verse and Mitchell's vs. the Machines and Puss in Boots. They're drawing in all these two-dimensional, like 2D special effects. And Arcane did this as well. And I think it looks super good. And just being able to, like on his fingers, you see these different lines and these lines and the little spark and little cloud and all that in these marks. It's like how I was talking about in one of my past videos, how imperfections, they're beautiful. And the thing about AI is you lose those like human imperfections. There's gonna be like imperfections, but it's a computer one. You can instantly recognize that was made by a computer. But with humans, you can't draw the same thing the same way, like exactly the same twice in a row, really. And that's a good thing because you're able to get different versions of things. And like with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you're doing it differently each time. Like they did that. There's that interesting, I didn't see many episodes of it, but the 3D Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was like a TV show. Spider-Man's was pretty rough. I've never seen the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, but I should check it out. But yeah, the 2D effects are super cool. His nunchucks look pretty awesome. You got Raphael and his little blades. It's just so good. The little like scratch marks. It just reminds me of like when I'm sketching in my sketchbook and I just add in little scratch marks just to add some character to it. And he has kind of like that scar on his shell. I think that's super cool. Splinter is really interesting because is it Jackie Chan that's voicing him? Maybe. I think so. It's interesting how they're like giving him like a mullet and like the mustache. It's a very interesting take on him for sure. But he looks like a pretty skilled ninja. In this background, you can just see like all the little details that they've drawn in, little lights and stuff, and smear frames and speed lines, and yeah, it looks good. In Rise, there was Splinter. He was kind of like this chubby, almost like Uncle Iroh type character, except more of just like the lazy Uncle Iroh, at least in the beginning. And that was an interesting take on it. I was kind of caught off guard. This reminds me more of the original Splinter, except for the mullet and the mustache, but they're trying something different, and I think that's cool. Yeah, just these stills, like it's just like art. Like the thing with this new style was making things look more like the concept art that they're based off of. And you could see someone just doing a little quick like study or sketch of this and putting on like Instagram or Twitter or like DeviantArt, and it's beautiful. This is a frame from an animated movie. I think that's really cool. The human characters look really odd. Like these are supposed to be like hoodlums, so that makes sense. April looks super cool. Let's see if we can get that still of her. Yeah, this shot of April, you get like the glasses and the eyes, and you can just see the little like just like little marks that they're making, especially in the hair. I think that's super cool. It reminds me, that short, I think it's called like Hair or Hair Love, something like that. But it reminds me of that, and just the stylization that you can add in. It's like with Pixar, it's kind of like this more polished 3D, everything looks really nice look. But sometimes you're watching that, it just doesn't feel super real. And I think this looks really cool. It's almost like I said, like an indie comic, because you're not being held to the standards that, like in the drawing style, that maybe a comic publisher would want. They might want everything to be kind of drawn on model. And with these being 3D models, they're basically on model. But with the different marks and stuff, it kind of adds more of that indie feel where you can just, I don't know, it's really cool. And she has like freckles and stuff. I think her design's super cool. Here's another shot of the crew, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You got Donnie with his headphones and like the phone in his, like just in his belt. And like I said, all the ties are much longer, which is interesting. I think it looks cool. And they have the letters on their belts, which is from one of the past versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I think that's cool. They're taking from different parts. I think they're taking a lot of inspiration from the feel of the original comics, but also from, I grew up playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Super Nintendo, and I'm really getting a lot of those feels, just like the different personalities that they have and like what makes each character unique. So I think it's really cool. It's really cool too how they chose to do teenagers, because a lot of times it can be really easy to just choose the top tier actors, and they do have a lot of top tier actors in this, but it really means something to have kind of those teenage actors, and some of them that are just starting. It reminds me of Harry Potter in some ways. Like when you get those young actors, it's kind of like this first view of them, and with voice actors, the first time hearing their voice, and it allows you to connect to those new characters even more. So you're not like I saw the Super Mario movie and it was awesome, it was super cool, and they did a really good job at having you not be too, I'm just have this playing, not have you be too like stuck on, oh yeah, that's Chris Pratt's voice. Like when I was watching it, it was just Mario and it was just Luigi and Toad, and the characters were unique to themselves and their voice actors came through the character. I wasn't stuck on like, yeah, all I'm hearing is like kind of for Seth Rogen, because he just kind of does his own voice and his laugh and stuff, but it fits Donkey Kong, and I think they did a really good job on that. I think these voice actors are going to be doing a really good job as well. Yeah, I just love all the little details and stuff. I love like little doodles and stuff. So, and where's, yeah, oh yeah, so this is kind of that title screen, that look we get to at the title screen, and this just looks like the Super Nintendo video game. Like it just reminds me of that. They have the Mutant Mayhem, they're bringing back like the mutants, and yeah, like I think it's cool. I think some things that'd be really cool, like I said, is to see Casey Jones would be really awesome. Just lots of pizza. I'm excited for that. I love pizza, so I'm excited for that. And maybe references to like the Super Nintendo games and stuff, like Pizza Time. I think that might have been even before Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man did it. So like when you grab the pizza, it'd be like Pizza Time. And yeah, I think that would be really cool. Or like the soundtrack from like Sewer Surfing, I think would be really cool. Kind of like what the Mario movie did, just include little musical cues from the video games for those fans, and for those that it's their first experience, there's still amazing music and amazing sound effects. So I think it's a win-win either way. But yeah, so I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited for what's to come. And the animation looks really cool. I love all the different effects. There's a little bit of it, like just nitpicking, that feels a little bit like stop motion, or like it's made out of clay or Play-Doh or something, which is interesting. It's almost too rough. But there's a lot that can change from this trailer to the final movie. especially when they're looking at what people are saying online and trying to figure out what would be the best thing to do. I also hope that they keep it a family movie, and by choosing teenage actors, I think they're doing well in that, because just making it too mature, just I feel like loses a lot of the audience. But I do love how they all joke off of each other, and they seem to have good chemistry together. I think that's really cool. Yeah, Nicholas Cantu, he's done some voices.
Mikey, watch out!
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So you were
Heroes in a Half
who
Shell,
made
Turtle
contact
Power.
with mystery goo.
Yeah, the character design for all of them is
prefer the
super
term
cool,
ooze, but yeah, it's like more
especially
like
for April. I just like her
rolls off the
jacket
tongue
and
better,
the
yeah.
beanie and stuff. I think it's super cool.
It's nice, right? It's
A lot of these actors I don't know. Post Malone, I know him. So yeah, I guess that's it for looking at this trailer. I think it looks really awesome, and I'm super excited for what they do with this movie. It's gonna be super cool to see Jackie Chan. I love seeing him in movies, and I hope that we can see Casey Jones. I think that'd be really cool. He's always been one of my favorite characters. Anyway, until next time, I will see you guys later, and remember to eat pizza and cowabunga dudes. Peace.